Alright, I think I now look presentable. Hey everyone! So, I've been meaning to share this story with you for a few weeks now. Actually, since last month. So as most of you know, I am currently in high school. By the time you actually see this video though, probably won't be in high school anymore. That's right. I'm going to college. At school, I am in film studies class. In that class, what we had to do was we had to make a short film for our end of the year project, counted as 12% of our grade, because otherwise he'd just be grading us for our notes we took during like movies we watched and like what we noticed. Back in December, or actually September, I sat down with my friend, I mean you guys know her, you've seen her in a couple of videos, Elizabeth. We sat down and we decided to write a screenplay. I had come up with the idea. Elizabeth and I had wanted to make a video for a long time, and so finally we got the opportunity and we did. She had slept over the night before and we went to a coffee shop and I said, okay, we're gonna sit down and we're gonna write a screenplay, and we did. I had actually been gearing up to make this film since junior year when I knew I wanted to be in film studies class, because I thought, okay, I really want to make a nice film. I want to make a good film. I want it to have good quality, good sound. I didn't care so much about plot, but I want to see what I could do with this film technically. And so as most of you guys know, it's, how to make a film. It's uploaded here on this channel. I don't know if I'll put a link here or in the description. We don't know where it will be. December came around. We had started filming some of it back in September. Like, we've shot 2 quick little, 10-second bits of it for our film back in September. And when December came around, and I knew we would not have time to do it for, over spring break or anything, Elizabeth came over to my house, and we shot it. We shot it with a few of our other friends, and it was completely finished, all filming was done within about 3 days. Oh, and we had shot some of it at school too. Sound was awful. We had to have our little mics right here. I didn't care that people could see them in the video, because if you watch the video, you'll understand that we're kind of making fun of the idea of being cheapy indie filmmakers. After filming it and editing, which editing took a while just because I had to go back and do sound, and then at one point it was really weird because from one camera angle, our color was fine, and then from another it was, I think, much more washed out. So once that was done, it took me 3 weeks to edit. I was going crazy, and it wasn't even a big deal. It's not even a great film, I don't think. It was, it is to me, it's a big deal. I turned it in 3 months ahead of time, and let me just say, our limit for the film fest was 8 minutes. Ours ended up being 8 minutes 19 seconds, so I cut down a lot. 19 seconds worth. The day he shows them in class. So when he finally showed ours in class, I was like, oh my god. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna keel over and die kind of deal. And I was really worried about how the class would receive it. Got a few chuckles and stuff. But then when it was over, it was done being shown in class, my other guy friend was like, oh, that was really well done. And I had showed it to another boy in my history class who was in the other film studies class, and he thought the editing was good. And so, for me, if nothing else, even if I didn't make it into the film fest, I at least really liked getting that compliment. Okay, hey, you can tell you worked hard on it, your editing looked great, and it was just overall very well done. So, what I really wanted to do was I just wanted to be in the film fest. That was a goal of mine this year. That was on my bucket list, for the high school bucket list. So it's finally the week of the film fest. I'm freaking out because teacher hasn't said who's in it yet. And this isn't a big deal either. It's just the high school film fest, It's not a big deal, but it was to me. Now it's Thursday. It's the day before the film fest. He finally shows us who's made it. And at first I don't see it, and I'm like, oh my god, all that hard work not pay off. And then right at the very bottom is How to Make a Film by Elizabeth Coyle and Moira Donnelly. whenever I enter a film fest, I always want to be either the first or the last. Because if you're the first, you're gonna be like the first thing someone sees, like, and like to me that's like a big deal, opening a film fest and also closing. And we were the last one, so we were closing it, and I was like, oh, this is great. We're gonna be the last thing, the last film people see. End of the film fest, people are watching our video. Elizabeth and I are in our seats dying, and I'm really worried because I don't hear anyone laughing. I'm like, oh my god, no one's laughing. Like, the audience reception is awful. Like, oh god. And then it's over. It's all over. That's it. It's done. No more. The lights are up. Our 8-minute long film is done being shown to like the 200, 300. I don't know how many kids showed up. A lot of the school I know showed up though. It's the Q&A and then it's the award ceremony. So he asks anyone who's a director to come up and watch, or come up for the Q&A. Now, I didn't expect us to get any questions, and we didn't, so that's okay. Elizabeth initially was not going to come up with me, but I was like, you're up there as a director, Elizabeth. You're coming with me, so deal with it. How he does it is he has like these little categories. So you get your best, of course you're going to get best picture, or best short film, best actor, best actress, best supporting actor, best supporting actress, and best director. The trophies for this are really just like things kids have brought in from like a little Major League Baseball trophy that he'll just like put a little label over the actual plaque on it. So it'll be like, oh, best actor or something. The actual awards. First came best supporting actress. I was like, oh, cool, I'm excited for this award show. And guess who gets best supporting actress? Rachel Coyle, Elizabeth's sister. And Elizabeth, before Cooks even says best supporting actress, just like whispers right next to me, Rachel. And I'm going, like, what? Not that I didn't think she was good or anything, but I didn't expect my film, like the film I worked so hard on, to win anything. And yeah, Rachel won best supporting actress, and I was like, oh my god, actually, the film I worked on, the film we made, actually won an award. I mean, it was Rachel who won the award, but she was in the film, and that's why she won it. It's like, oh my god. And the thing Cooksey had said before she went up was, now, this best supporting actress, she was only in the film for a short amount of time, like, not even that long. I counted. Rachel was in the film for 13 seconds of our 8-minute film. Next came best supporting actor. I'm like, okay, cool, we got our award. And I'm like, oh, maybe it'll be Mario, I guess? I don't even know. Or someone else. And what happens is, it's Levi Cahill. Like, Levi. If you've seen my short film, you know who he is. Yeah, Levi got best supporting actor, and I was like, oh my god, the film just won another award. Like, to me, this was crazy. And I know what you're thinking. This is just it's just a stupid high school film fest. What's the big deal, Moira? These two guys get best actor, this girl and someone else's film get best supporting. A documentary ended up getting best screenplay. Before you go, what? Yes, it is possible for a documentary to get best screenplay. It's just the screenplays for documentary are different from like screenplays that have like script and things like that. So look it up if you actually want to see how that is. Right, so now we're just missing best picture and best director. And so he puts up best director, and I'm like, oh, like maybe Tessa or Jackson, I don't know. And then what comes up on the screen but Elizabeth Coyle and Moira Donnelly? I'm just going, oh my god. Because I didn't really expect us to win anything. I didn't expect anything at all. I thought, okay, we got the best supporting. We got both awards for best supporting. I didn't think we got anything but best director. And we did. And I just can't believe it. For me, it was just like, oh my god. Like, if I had an acceptance speech to give at that moment, I totally would. I mean, if we were allowed to give acceptance speeches, I would have, because that was a big deal to me. Like, that It was like the first award I won, and here it is. Yeah, I got a quarterback. And I know it's like, oh, Moira, it's just a stupid trophy. It's not even like a real trophy. Well, to me it is, because I was just like so shocked I even won anything for Best Director. We didn't really, I don't know, I was kind of breathless. It was like a big deal. It was just a stupid high school film fest. It wasn't even like, oh, an actual legit, like, it was a big surprise to me. And I don't know, even now I'm just kind of going, wow. I mean, I've got senior awards in a few nights, and I don't care if I even win an award. I mean, I know I'm getting one because the school told me, but it's just like, the only award I actually want is right here. So, and that's really what this video is. It's me trying to explain to you guys why I love movies. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you join me next time I tell you a story. Alright, see you guys soon.